Hey there everybody, Eric from Outer Limitless coming at you today with another video. In today's video, a little bit of show and tell. We're going to go through some of my knife collection. Today's video, sub 3-inch fixed blades. So for me, something like a sub 3-inch fixed blade comes into a couple of different places. Obviously, everyday carry is fantastic, general utility tasks, but also a lightweight camping or backpacking knife. Something that's going to be very lightweight, get you where you need, but doesn't take up a huge amount of space nor weigh you down. So again, at this point, I've grabbed a number of knives out of my collection that are 3 inches or less. We're just going to go through them in a little bit of a discussion. I'll talk to you about some of the materials, some of the makers, and the things that I like about these blades. And so with that said, I have a whole bunch to do and a whole bunch to share with you. And if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about what I'm about to get into, do me a favor, stay tuned. So in today's video, this is not going to be a full review on any one of these knives, but I have covered a lot of these on my channel in the past for various reasons. The first one here, the ESEE Izula. Now the ESEE Izula, this has absolutely been on my channel a number of times. Typically the ESEE Izula being a skeletonized handle, but you'll notice in this particular case I have a paracord wrap. I did do that wrap on my channel. It's just as a little bit of a project, something for fun, but what I can tell you is it absolutely aids in the overall grip of this knife. ESEE doing a fantastic job with their 1095. This particular 1095 having a gray coating. It's held up pretty well, all things considered. I do feel like ESEE does do a nice job with their coating. They have the renowned Rowan heat treat on their 1095, and their blades are absolutely stout. This particular knife being a full flat grind design, drop point, and just a simple utility driven design. Very easy, simple for basic utility tasks, but I guess what I would say camp utility tasks. Cutting cordage, opening packages, simple feather sticks, lots of little things that you can do with a small knife. So if you're crafty, the ESEE Izula could be a fantastic option for you. I know I absolutely love it, and to be honest, most of these smaller knives just don't make it into my pocket as much as they should. I tend to run slightly larger fixed blades if I'm going to EDC, but these smaller sub 3-inch EDC fixed blades are absolutely awesome. Simple little sheath, many connecting options. If you would like, you could basically put a number of different clips, number of different lashing points, and even rock a lanyard if you want to neck carry. The Tops knives, little bugger. This is a Matt Graham design. Again, I covered this on my channel a little while back. Very simple, extremely thin, very low profile knife. Again, 1095, Tops having a fantastic heat treat on their 1095, typically differentially heat treated, so it's going to have a little bit of flexibility yet good edge retention at the same time. You'll notice that this has a very utility driven shape, being a nice flat blade along the bottom, nice curve along the top. It is almost, in a way, reminiscent of pretty much like a straight utility razor blade, which is awesome. So for work down onto the surface, things like opening cardboard, this would be fantastic. Again, all those simple little camp tasks. And then on top of that, there's actually a little notch here to allow you to strike a ferro rod, which is cool. So if you're looking for a simple little camp companion, the Tops little bugger might do it for you. Awesome micarta handle scales. I happen to dye mine just for the fun of trying, using a little bit of RIT dye, and that came out pretty good. It's a funny little color, but still looks all right. And a very simple yet effective little sheath. So again, small little Kydex sheath. Extremely thin in profile, and having this clip on the front, for me, allows me to front pocket ride this. So you can put this front or back. I do like to front pocket ride a small fixed blade like this, so you can see that's why I have that set up as a right-hand carry in my front pocket. That clip works out very well. So the Tops, little bugger. The nicest knife I have in this class, this is the Reiff Knives F3, and this is the XC model, so the sort of more heavy-duty, robust model of the F3. You can see this awesome orange Cerakote coating, matching in not only on the blade and the tang of the knife, but with the hardware as well. Black G10, simple drop point design. This has a saber ground blade and just an overall awesome fit in the hands. As you take a look here, this indexes absolutely wonderfully. It can do a lot more than you would think. So a very nice, robust, and just well-fitting knife right in the hands. Feels absolutely awesome. It's just a cool blade, sort of that, and I guess I would say broomstick style handle, but that makes it very neutral, allows you to kind of roll this knife around in your hands, get to work with ease. Just a simple little blade. Reiff Knives doing a fantastic job, and this is in CPM 3V, which is going to have amazing edge retention and is a good, reasonably corrosion resistant steel, with the exception being that it can rust. So that's nice that it does have the coating. And again, Reiff Knives doing a wonderful job with their Kydex. Just an awesome, simple little Kydex. You can see here, pancake style, drainage hole, lashing points. And again, similar to some of the other sheaths, I like to front pocket ride this. So I've put an ulti clip right on the front. Open that up, clip it to your front pocket. Very simple. So again here, the Reiff Knives F3. All three knives that you've seen so far made in the USA. Well, here, Hogue Knives. This here is the EX-F03. So a little bit different. If you're looking for more of that self-defense style, you'll see that sort of hawkbill style. Has the ring to allow you to index, so just grabbing a hold, getting a good purchase on the knife. Has an indexing choil, some room for your intermediate fingers, and then your thumb over the top. So if you want to use this for good quality utility tasks, you can absolutely do so. I have used this quite a bit for simple packaging and cardboard and things like that. Works very well. I hope to never have the day when I need to use a knife like this for self-defense. However, if you were to carry this, you could feel pretty confident that you at least have yourself a good, robust, and stout self-defense weapon on your side. Nice overall badging. You can see this happens to be the SIG model, so Sig Sauer model. Awesome Cerakote, just gorgeous with the black G10. Some stippling on there for grip. Again, that ring, just a real cool look. This EX-F03 is an awesome little self-defense fixed blade. And then coming with a couple of different sheaths. This is the one that I tend to rock. You'll notice that this does go on a belt, so you have to slip your belt through there. Basically 1.5 inch webbing will fit. And then an ambidextrous sheath, right hand or left hand, and this kind of twists around. So this has worked out the best for me. Has these funny little bumpers here that helps everything index into place, but a good positive click. So the EX-F03 is a nice offering from Hogue. Hogue does an awesome job with their blades, and again, so far, everything we've seen USA made. Which wraps up my last USA made blade for this demonstration. This here from Banzelcroft Customs. So Banzelcroft, a real cool little company. Michael does a fantastic job. He is the owner, just an amazing job with his knives. He has kiridashis and little karambit style blades. This one here being a replaceable utility blade. So getting back into that utility purpose, you can see this allows the replaceable razor blade, which is awesome. Beautiful handle. This happens to be sort of a camo micarta with just popping orange liners. Absolutely awesome. Hundreds and hundreds of different colors are available. Very simple design, very simple little lanyard. He does also make like lanyard beads and things like that. And then simple little sort of sheaths. So this one here being a very simple little leather sheath. He also has simple little Kydex sheaths. So again, a nice little utility blade. I have used this quite a bit on many, many little projects. Just a cool knife. Very, very unique. I love it. It was made literally specifically for me by Banzelcroft Customs. So again, just a cool blade. I can say I definitely love this. So check out Banzelcroft Customs on their website. Getting now into more European blades. Again, another knife that I've covered on my channel. This here, the Wander Tactical Menoceras. A cool little blade. Now, I did a heavy reprofiling on this. You get these a few different ways. Mine had a V-grind, and the V-grind was a little bit broad, so I definitely tapered that out. And at this point, this is a little carving machine. Indexes amazingly in the hands. Now this is in D2, which some people will give D2 a hard time. I personally like it. I think it does a good job, has reasonable edge retention, reasonable corrosion resistance, and is pretty tough. So I've had no problem with D2, with the one exception that at times it can be a little bit chippy, and I have found most specifically when it gets colder out. So in cold conditions, it can be a little chippy, but an awesome finish. Really cool finish on that blade. They're all a little bit sort of custom. Awesome micarta, so you can see this gorgeous micarta, sort of a napped finish on that, which is very fun. Sharpened spine across the top, the ability to just rip on a ferro rod, scrape some fuzz, and this absolutely makes a nice little companion blade while you're out on the trails. Like most of these smaller fixed blades in the sub 3-inch category, again, you'll notice carrying it on the front pocket. I also have a belt loop on here, which is awesome, so I can put this on a pack, I can put it on my belt, or I could run this front pocket carry, which is what I typically do with that Ulti-Clip. Awesome retention in this Kydex sheath. A very simple package, but all things considered, very nicely done by Wander Tactical, which is a European brand. I do love European knife makers. Now, this one here is a small custom knife. This was made literally specifically for me. This is a custom knife that I guess in a way I kind of commissioned to have made. You can see here, absolutely gorgeous. This maker being Unbound Knives, just a cool little maker, very custom little blades. You can see good deep blade profile. This is just a gorgeous little piece. I don't exactly recall. I want to say this is N690, which I am a big fan. A lot of European makers do use N690. Again, I'm a big fan. It performs extremely well. I believe that's what this is. Has a really neat composite handle. So a combination of wood and epoxy. Just a gorgeous look with that brass tube. Full tang design, white liners, and a matching bead. This little slip leather is really, really nicely made. Very thick. Again, made specifically for me. You can see the Unbound logo with the Outer Limitless stamp around the outside. Really thick, just robust. Has an awesome clip. This little shock keeper. And just a nice fit. I think this is a really cool package. I absolutely love it. And the nice deep blue dye tying in with the lanyard, having that little bit of a pop. It's just a really cool package. I'm very, very, I guess, and I'm going to say kind of proud of this maker. I think this maker does a fantastic job. He really puts a lot of time and effort into his products. It's great with communication, and it's just been working really hard. So again, this cool little knife from Unbound Knives. Now, speaking of European makers, N690 and some of my favorite guys, well here, this is the original little Sparrow from Tanev Family Knives. Now, I don't believe this exact model is still available from TFK. TFK, of course, being the manufacturer of my T17 lineup. So I teamed up with the guys at Tanev Family Knives to make my own knife lineup. This here, their smallest being the Sparrow. Now, this indexing pretty much with a, and I guess what I would say, 3-fingered grip right into the palm of the hand. This is truly going to be a neck knife style or a very small sort of general purpose utility blade. Drop point design. This is a, and I guess I'm going to say a low saber grind. It's not really a Scandi grind, even though it kind of looks like it. It's really more of a low saber grind because this does have just a tiny, tiny micro bevel. But this is, I guess, as close as you would get to a Scandi grind from Tanev Family Knives. It's pretty darn close there. This is a cool little performer, extremely sharp. TFK's knives are crazy sharp right out of the box, about as sharp as I've ever had. They're incredible. Their edge geometry, phenomenal. Their heat treat is fantastic. This particular knife in pretty much D2, which is 1.2379, which is the European standard for about D2 in the US market. Just a cool little blade, mosaic pins, G10 handle scales, full tang design. You can see they engraved this with my Outer Limitless name, and then a simple little Kydex. Now their Kydex, I would say, it leaves a little bit to be desired, but their leather work is as top-notch as it gets. So most of their knives coming with leather. Again, this is a simple little Kydex, but TFK doing an amazing job. So little shout out to TFK European Manufacturing with the Sparrow. Company out of Spain, this is Hydra knives. Again, another knife that I covered in my channel. This is the Buzzard. So a lot of times these sub 3-inch knives will be fully skeletonized. They won't have actual scales. So in this particular case, you can see incredible utility design. This is an awesome knife. I really like this. I think it was part of originally in a Kickstarter campaign, and it seems to have done very well. Sub 3-inch blade, very utility driven, extreme point. You can see flat all the way across the bottom. This is hollow ground, so it gets super slicey, super fast. Number of tools built into the tang of the knife. So you can see your little kind of, wrenches here. Again, similar in some respects to more of a self-defense knife where you have that grip around with that pinky ring. But it does index very well, gives you good control and a nice offering. This particular knife here is cryo treated. So this is, and I forget exactly what steel it is, but 1.4116, which is a stainless steel, and this has been cryo treated. Hydra knives providing a very simple little kydex. You can see just interesting sort of details in here. And as we get the knife into place, this works out actually very well, where not only do you get the benefit of the tool being in the kydex, but still access to some of your additional tools, which is nice. Nice lashing points, the ability to put a number of different clips, tie it to a pack, tie it to your gear, whatever you got to do. So again, the Hydra knives Buzzard, just a cool little utility fixed blade. This one here, Bapaks. Some really cool stuff. I covered this on my channel. This is a nice little blade made over in, I want to say Indonesia. I will check that and annotate below. Just really cool, unique design. Awesome wooden handle, beautiful design. Simple, fits in the hands wonderfully. This is absolutely magnificent for utility tasks. I love the overall design. I love that it has that hamon. You can see that hamon line there from the heat treat. Very pronounced tip, so good and refined and deep. This blade is deep for how small it is, which is really cool. Very easy to work down onto the working surface. Just an awesome little blade. I love the carbon steel. I love the little logo, the little signature kind of hole in the sort of forward end of the blade. Little lanyard hole. Just a nice overall piece. Coming with a simple made leather sheath. So little simple leather sheath. Brass rivets. Very cool, and just fits in there nicely. You got to kind of wiggle it in, but at the same time, very simple. So a nice package from Bapaks. Very, very cool. I like this quite a bit. It's a neat piece in my collection. Now moving over to some of the Chinese manufacturers. This here from Kubey. Nice little design. Very utility driven. This is the KU166, which at the time wasn't named, but now it's called the Hippocam. Just a real weird and just sort of different blade, but amazing at the same time. Awesome utility purpose, that straight blade, excellent pronounced tip, crazy sharp. D2, which works just fine for me, keeps the cost down, and overall excellent performance. I've had no problem with this D2. You can see the sharpened grind with the tumbled flats over the top. Just a real cool shape, nice jimping. Awesome bright and thick red liners with that almost carbon fiber look, black G10, little bit of a lanyard, and it actually indexes very well. You can see just opening up my hand and dropping the knife into place, it literally falls exactly where it's supposed to for those general tasks. The ability to work down onto the surface with ease, awesome for packaging, awesome for boxes, and also self-defense. I would go as far as to say this would work out well for self-defense. You can certainly reverse grip this if you need to. So the ability to index and very positively. Nice overall shape. Good forward piercing capability if you needed it. And almost like a massive pronounced guard with that ring. So a real neat design coming with a simple kydex. Again, the sort of belt loop here I am rocking in the Scout style carry. So if you needed to, you could sort of weak side carry this. That's exactly what I do. Nice positive click, not worried that this is going to come out. And it's actually canted the perfect direction to get in on it, rip it out of the sheath, and get to work if you need to. So all in all, the Kubey knives KU166, very, very cool. Which now kicks me over to Artisan Cutlery. This here is the Sea Snake. This is a Michael Emler design. And you can see, again, just taking some of those very utility-driven shapes and applying them to a nice fixed blade in a tidy package. So the Sea Snake here, very cool. Now, this is one of the very first knives, I believe, that came in the proprietary AR RP M9 steel. So this was a great chance to be able to test it for Artisan, test it for Michael Emler, and just see how it performed. This is a nice little design where you end up with pretty much a 4-fingered grip on the back of the knife, yet you can still get forward on the choil for those close-up and detailed tasks, buying yourself more than enough real estate there, thumb over the top, and very controlled. This has a nice satin finish, flat blade design, heavy drop point, fully flat across the bottom. Again, this is going to be an excellent utility shape for general use, general EDC, or simple camp tasks. Crown spine over the top with those G10 handles and coming with a simple kydex. Very straightforward. Nice neck lanyard if you so choose. And again, just a simple offering from Michael Emler and Artisan Cutlery. Again, this is the Sea Snake. And the very last knife to talk about today, well, this is the Heidi Blacksmith, the #1 from Bestech Knives. So this is the first fixed blade in the Bestech lineup. This was one of the very first knives that I had actually tested for Bestech, and what really got me aligned with them, as for quite a while, and unfortunately no longer, but for quite a while I was their U.S. service representative. You can see here in D2 steel, so very simple little knife, but very clean and classy lines. Almost gentleman style. Has the G10 mosaic pins, nice oversized lanyard tube, fixed blade design, and again over the top the Heidi Blacksmith #1. Since this point, they have come out with the Heidi Blacksmith #2, which is a larger model, and their fixed blade lineup is very slowly growing, but they do have a few. I think Bestech should have more fixed blades in my opinion, but this is definitely one of their first and really most successful designs. Pretty basic and underwhelming kydex sheath, but at the same time, it does what it needs to do to keep the blade good and safe, keep yourself from getting cut, and giving you the overall ability to carry the knife. But again, all in all, Bestech doing a nice job, as do many of the other Chinese manufacturers in the production knives. So again here, the Heidi Blacksmith #1. And so, all right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. As I mentioned, a quick blast through some of my knife collection. Fixed blades, sub 3 inches. Not all of them, but a good portion of them. Manufacturers from all around the globe, from the USA to Europe and Asia. Very nicely done. Some incredibly nice stuff in here. Some stuff that's custom, some stuff that's handmade, some manufacturers, and blades that in many ways are premium, just awesome blades. Some of them being extremely slimline, low profile, just a wide variety of blades for a number of different reasons. So depending on what you're trying to do, there is absolutely a blade for you. So think about what you do with these. I mean, are these for camp tasks? Are they for EDC, general utility purposes, self-defense? A sub 3-inch blade definitely has its place, and especially a fixed blade. So all right, guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope you like what you saw. I hope you found it a little bit informative. If you like what you saw, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for stopping by. Take care now. I'll see you soon.